people are getting duped constantly.
It's a fascinating problem that is only going to get worse. As these new versions of AI get rolled out, it's going to be more and more difficult to detect what's true and what's fake.
Yeah.
And people can do it on their computer so easy now. I was just one of Biden. He's walking and he pauses to talk to people, and they CGI'd shit like that he's pooping himself.
I saw that. The one where he kind of stops. And he's into that weird pause.
Like he's got a fart.
Yeah.
And you just see him poop himself.
And people are out there saying, "Look, that's a mid-stage dementia stance, right?" That's what they're saying now. They're talking about that. I don't know about that, but look,
well, something's going on.
There are, if you talk about what do they call it, face swap, right? So they can take a photo of somebody now. They can take a little snippet of somebody talking now. And there are over 100 apps out there readily available to anybody, right, that can basically do this face swap technology and put somebody else in there. And criminal elements are doing it all the time. Right?
Yeah.
So if I'm a fraudster and I send a note, say, to somebody in procurement, and I say, hey, you need to send a check for $100,000 to our vendor, right? Here's the details. Well, they might have protocols in place at the company that says, okay, well, first, this is a large transaction. I better call the finance director, right, or whomever. They've got a way that they can figure out how to spoof all of that, right? So you could be talking to whom you think is the finance director, but they'll actually, with the face swap technology that's available out there, right? It's somebody having a conversation. You think it's the finance director, but they're talking to you, and
completely different person.
Their
voice gets changed. Their face gets changed. They look exactly like you.
Yep.
So I could use face swap technology that exists today, and with all the recordings that we have of you from this show,
oh fuck yeah,
100%, we could have you saying a bunch of shit that you never really said,
and some shit that I probably did say over the years.
Yeah, we've said a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's some shit, but
let me ask you this: like when they're doing this. All this face swap technology and all this different stuff, like what can be done to try to keep ahead of it, to make sure, like from a national security perspective, like how do you know?
Right. There's a couple parts to that.
Like
one,
if Netanyahu all of a sudden has some crazy speech,
right,
and says some wild shit and like we're going to war, like hey.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Well, again, part of it is like there's a handful of companies out there, and they're able to, again, record, and it instantly, as it does it embeds information, right? It embeds specific time, location, your coordinates
in the recording,
and it's in there, right? And then it's sort of a blockchain system where then on the other side the person can look and go, yeah, this is accurate, this is correct, right? But people have to be able to take that, and that's I guess where I'm going with this. People have to be able to take that step to ensure that what they're watching is accurate. So when people say, well, how do you prevent this? How do you keep this from happening? The unsatisfactory answer, just to a large degree, is it comes down to individual people, right? Everybody has a big fucking responsibility now, more so than before, to understand what they're looking at, listening to, watching.
Well,
right?
We're fucked.
We're fucked. We're
really fucked.
I don't want to sound cynical,
because there's just too many people that are concerned about Drake and Kendrick Lamar and don't even know what's going on in Gaza. They're much more concerned with that. Like we have like a lot of 84 IQers out there bouncing around, walking into traffic.
Yeah, 84. What is that average nowadays, or is that? I don't even know.
I think it's 15% of the population is 84 and below. Right? Is that what it is? Remember 15%? We looked that up?
Yeah, but that would also mean 15% is whatever 100 plus and above.
What's the actual numbers? Like let's get a pie chart of IQs.
I see it's a standard deviation thing for.
See, already I know that you're above 84 just because you said that.
Yeah, you said standard deviation.
Wow.
And he Googles with one hand.
Yeah.
So like
that's because Carl's being petted.
Just no matter what thing you're trying to average out, they almost always end up looking this way, and 15% will always be on that side of it.
What percentage? 0.1% are 55 and below? Fuck. 2% of the population is 70. Jesus. Between 55 and 70, 2% of the population. And then 14% of the population is 85.
Yeah, but 34% is below 100.
So most people are between 85 and 115, and me, I'm in that sweet zone between 115 and 130.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Really? That's impressive. I suspect I'm to the left of that somewhere. Yeah. I've never taken an IQ test.
I took one at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't even awake. I wanted to sit, and I said I should probably take some Alpha Brain and take this bitch again and get fired up, but I didn't. I'm happy with my score.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly,
I just wanted to know I wasn't really stupid. You know.
Well, God, that's okay. That's interesting. So, you know, what a lot of people hanging out in the 85 to 115.
I don't think the real issue with all this stuff, though, is emotional intelligence and social intelligence. And there's people that are very brilliant people that I know that suck at those other things, and that's held them back in life. So, are you smart? Are you really smart if your emotional intelligence sucks so hard?
Yeah, yeah,
Your ability to read social cues, your ability to form meaningful friendships sucks so hard that you're isolated and nobody likes to be around you, but you have a high IQ. So I'm supposed to think that's good? That seems dumb.
I mean, it works for some people, I suppose.
It doesn't, though. Well, that's a recipe for an unhappy life. So that's stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you never know. You get somebody who they're a brilliant scientist and they have very little social life. Maybe they're happy in the science lab. I don't know.
That's true.
But I agree. Empathy is. I mean, we try to work with our kids all the time on that, right? I mean, you want a well-rounded kid. Our job is to raise not average children, but you want them to be well-rounded.
Yes.
And empathy, being able to read social cues, read a room, that is super important.
My kids are all very kind, and I love that. It makes me very, very happy. They're very kind. They're kind to people. They're kind to their friends. They're kind to people. They feel bad when someone's not doing well. They're kind. That means a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very happy they got that from us.
I think it's. Did they get that from you? Or did they get that from?
Probably more from Mrs. Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm nice, though. And I work real hard at it, too, because I don't have instincts to be nice. My instincts are not to be very nice. My instincts are survival of the fittest. It's very hard to put that aside and just be kind sometimes. But it always feels better when I do.